Hello. So I'm going to explain what you should be doing for assessment number 3, which is a flip grid about the vaccine. So for your assessment number 3, you're going to record a flip grid, which is a video of you talking about the vaccine and showing your mastery of understanding of it. So we're going to create a flip grid to inform your auntie about the science behind vaccines. So what you'll be talking about is in this video will be a response to this auntie that you have. So pretend like you have an auntie and they believe the following things. All right. So your auntie is not an anti vaxxer, but she's hesitant about this new COVID-19 vaccine. She also doesn't trust the government because the US is passed with medical racism and just like general racism in general. Um, so, some other couple of things about her that you should know before you create your video response to her is that she didn't really pay attention to science classes in high school, so she doesn't fully know how vaccines work. Her teachers kind of sucked, so she just didn't really pay attention much. Um, because of this, she heard that vaccines can make you go infertile, which means that you can't reproduce or you can't have babies, right? You can't become pregnant. And she heard that there's chemicals that could mess you up in the vaccine. She also told you that she believes that the vaccine process was way too fast. She says, how could something be developed in 10 years when they usually take, or how could something be developed in 10 months when this usually takes 10 years? Hint, hint, you should mention that vaccine safety checks. Um, she also heard that COVID-19 vaccines injects you with COVID. And so she asked you, why would you inject someone with the virus in this pandemic? So hint, hint, you should also mention something about mRNA advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Now she's worried about COVID rates in communities of color, right? But doesn't know how vaccines would help them when most essential workers are people of color. So a little bit of hint, hint, discuss herd immunity. All right. So this is your auntie. These are her thoughts on the vaccine. And again, you're going to create a flip grid that kind of informs your auntie about the science behind the vaccines. All right, so I want to show you real quick this is the document that is attached to the assignment. So you clearly probably already went through it, but I wanted to throw up the learning target. So in your flip grid, you should make sure that you hit all of the requirements to get that number 4 mastery, that A. So you should talk about distinguishing between anti-vaxxers and vaccine hesitancy, be able to explain how a vaccine even works, be able to explain the advantages and disadvantages of the mRNA vaccine, explain the safety checks during vaccine development, as well as what is herd immunity and how does it affect us. So here are the directions again for the flip grid and the, and the learning target things that you should be hitting. The scenario is listed here. So this is all about your auntie again, with a couple of hints here. And then this is the link to your flip grid. So if you open that up, you will find this page. And then you log into your OUSD account. And then you can go ahead and start recording a response. So you can start here and allow your microphone and your camera, and it'll start rolling. All right, you can also record it on your phone and then upload it onto Flipgrid. That's fine too. Okay, so if you're like, oh no, like we learned this like, 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and I can't really remember a lot of it. So I made a resource slide for y'all. So everything we've learned throughout the vaccine safety unit, I documented in these resources. So you can go ahead and roll through them. All right. So that is it. If you have questions, please let me know. Again, when you're turning in the classwork, on Google Classroom, you don't have to turn anything in. Just make sure that you turn it in Flipgrid. All right. Good luck, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say.